Good morning, all, depending when you're watching this. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio. So today, I'm going to be showing you some really useful items, which are being reprinted in Champion Road, which means that they will be coming out over here in Celestial Storm, which is our August set. And I will just be quickly at the end of the video showing you all of the item cards that have been reprinted in Champion Road. Many of them are terribly unexciting because they're always around, so the reprints really don't get on our radar, so they'll be very quick. But there are 3 item cards coming in Champion Road which are important, and which we don't have at the moment, and which could be kind of useful. Once again, these are just straight reprints. All of them in Champion Road are straight reprints, so we don't need a translation. We just need an old scan of them. But a nominal thank you to the lovely Antoine Boulay, who has been answering a lot of translation questions for me lately, and confirming that a lot of these are in fact as we thought they were. So starting off, let's have a look at Pokenav. EX Ruby and Sapphire this came out in, although to be fair, it came out in a bunch of sets, so we just haven't had it for a while. And what you do is you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, you choose a basic Pokemon, evolution card, or energy card, and put it into your hand. And the other 2 cards you put on the top of your deck in any order. So basically, it's a Pokemon or an energy card. And the good news is that the old print specified energy card, not basic energy card, so it is overwhelmingly likely that the new print will as well. So what that means is you can use it to search out your special energy like double colorless. The thing is, if you really want to search for energy, we've got Energy Lotto, which is not rotating out in September, that lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, find an energy card you find there, and put it into your hand. So if you really want to use this to search for an energy, use Energy Lotto. And if you really want to use it to get a Pokemon, I don't think this is the way to go. I mean, look, we've got Great Ball. Great Ball lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, find a Pokemon you find there and put it into your hand. And it sees basically no play whatsoever because you're just not hitting enough there. I mean, in terms of, let's say you're trying to use it to find basic energy. Well, at the moment, we've got Max Elixir. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck. If you find a basic energy, attach it to one of your bench basic Pokemon. And that often whiffs. So you're not always going to find a basic energy in the top 3 cards of your deck. And to be honest, if you're searching basic energy, use Professor's Letter. And okay, Professor's Letter is going to be rotating in September, but we've got Ribombee and Oricorio, and I know they're Pokemon, but they'll still do it for you. In terms of searching for Pokemon, look, if we had universal Pokemon search, it would be great. And in fact, we did. It was called Master Ball, and it was an ace spec. To be fair, we've had cards like Dive Ball that do it just for water Pokemon, but they're always just water Pokemon, or they're just Pokemon with less than 70 HP, Level Ball, and by 70 I clearly mean 90. And I don't think this is good enough as Pokemon search. And I don't think it's good enough as basic energy search. And I don't think it's good enough as special energy search, because we've got Energy Lotto. So it's not really good enough for any of them. Now, to be fair, this could be any of the 3, whereas I keep giving you Energy Lotto just for special energy, Professor's Letter just for basic energy, Ultra Ball just for Pokemon. This will do any of them. But oftentimes you're not going, come on, Pokemon or energy. You want a specific energy or a specific Pokemon. And I don't think this does enough. I do really like the fact that you get to put them back on top of your deck in any order. That's actually really cool, because it means if you've got a Cynthia and something else, you can put a Cynthia on top of your deck and make sure that you get the card you want. I suppose to put it another way, think of it kind of like a single puzzle of time, but you get to take a Pokemon or an energy card while you rearrange the top 3 cards. But nobody plays single puzzle of time, because double puzzle of time is where it's at. I'm going to be giving this 3 Wassies, which seems high given what I've just said about it, and it's very simple. It could be useful in the future because we're going to be losing a lot of the cards we want, like Professor's Letter. It's a card that you might want to put in a deck here or there, so I'm giving it 3 Wassies, but it feels overly generous. We're also getting a reprint of Life Herb. Flip a coin. If heads, remove all special conditions and 6 damage counters from one of your Pokemon. Now, I remember this from playing in the Heart Gold Soul Silver era. It was in Unleashed, but it was out before that, and it saw a little bit of play back then. It gets rid of special conditions, it heals 6 damage counters, it's pretty good. It basically is a trainer version, an item version, they were called trainers back in the day, of Pokemon Center Lady. Pokemon Center Lady heals all special conditions and 6 damage counters. Hang on a second, why would you ever play Pokemon Center Lady over this? Well, Pokemon Center Lady is this without a coin flip. This is a coin flip. And as with all flippy cards, it's kind of cool if you flip a heads. Super Scoop Up is amazing if you flip a heads, terrible if you don't. Pokemon Catcher, brilliant if you flip a heads, terrible if you don't. Crushing Hammer, brilliant if you flip a heads, rubbish if you don't. Now, I'm not just listing off coin flip cards here, because you've got to ask yourself, is Life Herb better than these cards? And I'm not convinced it is. I think I'd probably rather have a Pokemon Catcher than a Life Herb. And I think most of you would too. Hands up if you play Guzma in your deck. Hands up if you play Pokemon Center Lady. I'm assuming there were lots of hands and then very few hands. I'm also assuming you are raising your hands while you're watching this video because, come on, audience participation. You don't think I can see you sitting at your computer, walking around while listening to your phone, but maybe I can. You don't know I can't see you. I think there will be decks that really take advantage of this. Certainly decks like Wailord that really revolve around healing could take advantage of this. And certainly removing 6 damage counters and all special conditions could be super useful. I mean, if your opponent uses Froakie to paralyze you, buying time in a Greninja deck, clearly you're going to want to get out of that. But then again, not many people play Pokemon Center Lady, and you can search that out whenever you want with Tapu Lele, so I'm just not buying it, to be perfectly honest. I could be wrong. Maybe this will see a huge amount of play, and I do think it will see some play. And I do think we're all going to sit down opposite Life Herb at some point during the next few years. So for that reason, I'm giving it 3 Wassies. But I don't think it's an amazing card that everybody needs to play. I think it's a useful card that will see play in some decks here or there. And the last of the kind of big new cards that we're getting that we don't have and haven't had for a while, Energy Recycle System. A card we haven't had for a while, but has had a bunch of prints. And, I mean, the one on the screen is from EX Dragon. And what you do is you search your discard pile for either 1 basic energy card and put it into your hand, or 3 basic energy cards and shuffle them into your deck. It's literally Rescue Stretcher, but for basic Pokemon. How cool is that? And the answer is pretty cool. I mean, look, if you want to just get the energy back into your deck, we have Energy Recycler. It came out in Guardians Rising, so it's not getting rotated anytime soon. So that gets 5 energy cards back into your deck, whereas this only gets 3. So if you just want the energy back into your deck, play Energy Recycler. But sometimes you want that energy. So using an example, let's say you're playing Vikavolt Tapu Bulu, a deck that does play Energy Recycler, maybe the only main deck at the moment that does. If you've got 1 Vikavolt on the field and no energy in your hand, you Energy Recycler the energy back, and then you can strong charge 2 energy onto Tapu Bulu, but Tapu Bulu needs 3 energy. You need 1 in your hand. So even if you've got plenty of energy in your deck and you draw an Energy Recycler, you're not attacking with Tapu Bulu this turn. Sometimes you would rather have 1 in your hand than 5 in your deck, because you can attack this turn, and we all know that attacking 1 turn might be the difference between winning and losing. Similarly, we've got Super Rod. And people play Rescue Stretcher over Super Rod. They just do. Because sometimes you need that variety. Well, good news, ladies and gentlemen, this gives you that variety. Well, variety in terms of having it in hand or deck, not variety in that you can only get energy, not Pokemon as well. At the moment, we see Rescue Stretcher played in decks that don't need to recover energy, but do need to recover Pokemon. So I see no reason that Energy Recycle System wouldn't see play in decks that do need to recover energy, but don't need to recover Pokemon. I don't think it's going to be as good as Rescue Stretcher, because generally getting Pokemon back tends to be a bit more important than getting energy back, and there's all kinds of Pokemon out there, like Volcanion, like Silvally, like Registeel, that get this energy back without having to use an item card. So you know what? I don't think it's going to be as good as Rescue Stretcher, which is a great card that is ubiquitous in a whole bunch of decks. But I do think it's going to be useful, and I'm sorry if you're getting used to hearing this video, but it's a free WotC card. I expected to see a little bit of play in some decks, but that's it. And I do expect it to see play, and I do think you need to have a couple in your binder just in case, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the very definition of a free WotC card. Now, we are getting a few other reprints of item cards, but these are ones which are always in the format. They're going to be reprinted at some point. They just happen to be reprinted now. We're getting a new version of Switch, which was last printed in Sun and Moon, so should survive the rotation anyway. And we're getting a new copy of Energy Switch, which was last printed in Sun and Moon, which should survive the rotation. We're getting a new print of Rare Candy, which was not last printed in Sun and Moon, because it was actually last printed as a secret rare in Guardians Rising, which would keep it in the format from then onwards. And we are getting a new print of Super Scoop Up, which was actually last reprinted in Shining Legends, which was not very long ago at all. I mean, those cards aren't exciting, they tend to stay around. Super Scoop Up did leave for a little while, and all these reprints do is it means it'll keep it in the format just a little bit longer, but Switch, Energy Switch and Rare Candy are always in the format anyway, so they're not terribly exciting, but you know, I like to be thorough on this channel and let you know everything that you need to know. So now, I'd like to let me know what you think I need to know. And that was a bit of a tongue twister. I did not get that on the first recording. So, there's a comment section. Go nuts, be nice, tell me what you want to tell me. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the WotC, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and so on, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do just that. And do make sure you check out my video game /Dragon Ball Super channel, WotC Plays, where we're very close to 1,000 subs. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.